You've lived through this fixture now a few times. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, of course I enjoy it. I mean, it's you know, for the love of the game, for the love of football and big games and what it brings, you know, and the anticipation, the emotion, the excitement. You know, you got to use it. You got to thrive off it and challenge it in the right way. You know, I think it's important that we manage the emotions, you manage to control that and use them in the best way. But certainly the feelings of a game like this, it's why we're involved.
Yeah. Then you've managed a few derbies and you've played in the lots. What do you think it's all about on Derby Day? Is it about mentality as much as it's about football?
Yeah, I mean, it's both. There's so much now that goes into a game, and by every season that ticks away, I think there's more detail, there's more preparation goes into football matches now than there ever has done, and there's such a balance between having that fire, having that excitement, having that anticipation within you, but certainly knowing what it's going to take on the pitch to do the job and to make good decisions. So it's that's the challenge ahead for everyone involved.
And then to the opposition, Sunderland until last week had been doing pretty well. How much do you think getting a result against them would boost your mentality as a group?
Honestly, I don't think in terms of the boosting as a group. I think the boys are in a good place. I think we're doing a lot of good things. The belief's there, the confidence is there. I think we're excited about how we can keep improving and keep getting good results. But you know, Saturday is a big challenge. You know, they're a good team. They're playing well. They're scoring goals. They're not giving too much away, apart from the Plymouth one last week. But apart from that, they've not given a lot away. And so we know what we're kind of walking or running into on Saturday. But certainly, I think from our perspective, the boys are in a good place. And there's a lot of football to be played, you know, so there's a big picture ahead of us, so we won't be too affected either way, up or down, but definitely looking forward to it.
And do you think, you know, would it be fair to say that your players maybe haven't found their top gear yet?
It depends what you look like top gear. I think results wise, and we look for better results. Yeah, no problem. We can kind of make the most of that as the season progresses. But certainly, from my side of things, and what we're looking at, and what we're putting into the game, and what you're kind of trying to tick off in terms of performance levels, I think we're doing a lot of that pretty well, and coming out on top, and pretty much everything that we're trying to achieve at the moment. And we just got to find that little edge and that little icing on the cake to finish teams off when we've got them in that position. But you know, because we've had that doesn't mean Saturday's going to be like that. Saturday might be a whole new game now. We've got to adapt, and we've got to find a way to come out on top.
That's awesome, mate.
Sunderland's winning run obviously ended at Plymouth, as you said, and they're managed by your old teammate Wayne Rooney. Have you picked up the phone, had a chat about him?
I had a couple of messages, and I'll speak to Wayne at some point. But it was a big result for them, so I was pleased for Wayne. I think it was a really important win for them. So yeah, that was good from that side of things. In terms of what we take from it, I think Sunderland largely have been consistent in the games that they've played, really, and you can see how they're trying to play, what patterns and kind of what's consistent within the game, and so we've got a decent idea of how they approach things, but it doesn't mean that it makes it any easier to play against.
But the way they play, do you think, you know, with the crowd behind them, and they will obviously, you would expect, come out to attack you? Think back to Leeds away in the League Cup. Do you think that suits you and your players?
I think I'd like to think we can adapt and play different ways, really, in different games for different scenarios. Sometimes we'll have a lot of the ball and we got to try and break teams down. Other times we'll attack from deep. Sometimes it's got to be a bit more in transition because you're defending a little bit more. Or, you know, we work on all that sort as a team, as a group, really, to find the answers whatever's thrown at us. So we'll see how the game pans out. As I said, I think they're a good team, you know, and there's a challenge ahead of us, so we got to find a way and adapt.
You know what this game means to the fans. You experienced it, obviously in a brilliant way last season. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the next game in front of us, so it's, you know, pulling it all back. I think the next game we want to try and win the next game in the league to progress and to kind of put a run together and to create that run of create that momentum, if anything. Yeah, certainly. Listen, I'm from the northeast. I'm born in Newcastle, so I was a Newcastle fan as a kid. Not getting away from that, and so from my side of things, there's a little bit on that. Will that matter come Saturday? No, I'll be focused purely on the game and what I need to do to help the boys on the pitch and off the pitch to try and get a result, and then we'll see what happens after that and how much we can enjoy it if we can enjoy it.
Kieran did an interview with Tees this week. He mentioned that they just felt a bit of a kind of buzz around the place in the build-up of this game. Is that something you've sensed as well?
I've sensed the same all the way through, to be honest. I think certainly there's a natural feel about this week and what's at the end of it, but I think all the way through since the boys come back pre-season, I have to say there's been a good feeling. Not many days where we've come in from training or and spoke to staff and being a little bit of the boys are a bit flat or this. So the boys have been really good and positive all the way through, and yeah, of course this week's a little bit different, but I wouldn't say we've done nothing different really in terms of preparation. I think naturally the emotion takes over a little bit more and gives you that extra little spring.
Yeah, obviously you played it in many derbies, big games like that. Do you feel you need to, kind of give any messages to your players ahead of this one about how to deal with it, or do you think they'll just be fine?
No, the boys have played in these type of games, most of them before. Yeah, we've got some younger players, but largely they've played in some big games and in some atmospheres that's loud, and so yeah, there's little bits to help them with. There's little bits of advice. That's my job, that's my role, to try and pick the right time, the right things to say. But largely, I think the boys have know what it takes. Certainly know what it means as a game, as a one-off game. But it's definitely know what it means to us in terms of the bigger picture of things as well, and what we're trying to achieve.
The injury picture are things improved in that side at all?
We'll have to see. Johnny and Rav are a little bit closer, but whether they'll be close enough again is bit of a push, but we'll wait and see. And other than that, it's as is really.
Yeah, there's Lucas. We haven't asked about Lucas. He's obviously missed the last two. What's his situation?
Yeah, he just had a bit of a kind of pelvic issue really that he's had on and off for a little bit through pre-season. So we're just looking at that really and seeing what the issue is, if there is one, and hopefully getting back pretty soon.
And obviously not at the club at the moment, but Josh picked up an injury as well at Millwall. Obviously he was spoke last week about his great start. Looks like he's now facing 6 to 8 weeks out. Disappointment from your side to hear that news as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, had a terrific start, Josh, and hopefully he'll be back and get back on that pitch as quick as he can, But certainly for him and for us, it's a bit of a blow. But the game throws up these type of things, and the ups and downs and little setbacks here and there. But he'll be all right. He'll deal with it. He's got a good head on him, Josh, and we're getting back on the pitch for him as quick as we can.
Yeah, logistically, has he come back here to recover, or is he?
No, he's stayed down
there. Yeah, will that kind of benefit him, do you think, like kind of being around that environment where you want with it?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. We're certainly here to support him in from our side of things in the contact communication. But it's, I think it's good for him, to be there and put himself and immerse himself in that, and hopefully, as I said, he'll be back pretty quick.
Just finally from me, Ben obviously made his debut last weekend, and we spoke after the game about the positive signs that he showed in that one. When he was away with Scotland, I think Steve Clark had mentioned that after his injury he wasn't quite ready to play 90 minutes at that level at least. I mean, having had a week to assess him now, where do you think he's at in terms of being ready to start games?
Yeah, Ben's ready, yeah. Definitely, yeah, he's ready, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a good sign. So he had a long injury last season, didn't he? He's kind of just worked his way back from that, but he certainly sounds hungry.
Yeah, no, he's certainly, he's fit, he's raring to go. He's young, and he's got an older head in terms of his age suggests, and he's desperate, he's chomping to get started and to be part of it. So it's fantastic for us, patience again. I keep saying to you, but in terms of and hitting, full. He's kind of peak level, if you like, and in that stage that he's at, coming in, settling in, and getting game time. But certainly there's no issue in terms of anything holding him back at this stage.
Yeah, and he certainly sounds confident character on and off the pitch by the sounds of it.
Yeah, as you should be. You got to back yourself. You got to believe in yourself, and you know, there's plenty ahead for Ben to get settled in and hit the season, and he'll be absolutely fine.
Michael, growing up, obviously, Borough, Sunderland, Newcastle were all established in the Premier League a long time. The derbies were a regular occurrence. Maybe now, nationally, Borough, Sunderland in the Championship might not seem as big to everyone. Is it still as big to the region, this game?
I'd like to think so, yeah. I think it's all relative, you know, and just because it might not be in anyone else's kind of face or in put in front of them in that way, I think when you're involved in this, it means everything. For us, it's the next game, it means everything in terms of preparation and for the fans. Certainly it means more, you know, and so it should, you know. Like I said it before, that's the game, that's why we love it so much, you know. There's certain games that bring out the different feeling and have that emotion, and this is one of them, and you've got to thrive on it.
Is the North East still a hotbed of football?
Yeah, I mean, whatever hotbed means, I think for me, growing up in the area, it always has been. I think it's the passion and the love of the game that carries the weight of it, really, that and affects people's lives so much in the ups and downs, and that's the responsibility that we carry, you know, and it's to be able to have that effect and that much effect on people. So there's responsibility with that. There's an element of expectation that comes with that, but certainly it's a privileged position to be in, you know, to go into games like this with everyone looking forward to it and us being right in the thick of it. So we certainly respect that, and we'll be giving everything we can.
And it's obviously a sellout, a couple of thousand Borough fans going there. Any final message to them before we go? No, they know how I feel in terms of our fans, you know. They're incredible to support us. They pretty much sell out everywhere we go in away games as well. So they know as well that we'll be giving everything in terms of preparation, in terms of the boys on the pitch on Saturday. And football's football. These games can throw up all sorts of different things, and we've got to be ready, and certainly they've got to be ready to get behind us and back us. Thank you. Good luck.
Over 40,000 fans and 2,500 Middlesbrough fans or so. Can those Middlesbrough fans make a difference as far as the players are concerned on the pitch? Yeah,
fans always make a difference, you know, and certainly there's the element of the boys. There's a big focus from the lads and being on the game, on the pitch, what matters, what's each decision through the game, in terms of energy levels, knowing that there's the support behind us, and hearing them and feeling that to give the boost of energy is massive, yeah.
And I suppose going into a season for Borough fans, there's two away fixtures we'll probably look at. Obviously we hammered Leeds at Elland Road midweek. What can we do at Sunderland?
And I think it's careful, certainly for me, to be quite calm about that and not expect. You know, last year, people talking to me already about last year, and last year was a really good day for us. That going into Saturday, that doesn't really mean an awful lot. You know, there's the experience that the boys will take from it and understanding what the day is going to bring, how it's going to feel, the atmosphere, in terms of the game and what's passed. It's absolutely no relevance to it whatsoever. You know, we got to have eyes on that, eyes wide open to what Sunderland can bring. Some fresh ideas from them, obviously new coach, so we have to be ready for that. But certainly it's one we're up for it. We're looking forward to it and going there looking for a positive result.